of course I have. Yeah, I've seen it all. Yeah, I don't like to buy into too much of that stuff. I just like to go about my business, and I think that's us as a team as well. We don't like to, get into too much of a war of words, I suppose. Just let our skills take over, play the game, and I think we've done that really well over the last few years. So. Business as usual, I suppose.
You say you get mentally drained. What's the thought process leading into a series? Is it harder to get up, or is it just as easy to get excited about a new series, particularly around the Ashes series?
Oh no, it's exciting, definitely. Yeah, look, this summer's going to be huge. Obviously, the last Ashes we played was in Australia, was COVID, and no English fans were out here, which they've documented pretty well. So now having the Barmy Army out here, it should be good fun, good banter, and obviously I think the first 3 days maybe at Perth are sold out already. So you don't have to do much to get up for an Ashes series at home. Can't wait. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Pat's still got a few things that he can tick off. Obviously, he said I think he's unlikely for that first test, but you never know. He's a healer. He gets well quickly, so he's got a few things to tick off. But I've stood in a couple of times over the last few years. I think since Pat started, I've done 6 games maybe, so it's nothing out of the ordinary. I know how the team operates. We're in a good place, so no, if it happens, I'll look forward to it.
Steve, Pat will be around. When you're captaining and he is around, what sort of interactions do the two of you have?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about the game, obviously, with the coach as well, and I think the important thing is doing it my way. I think when I get out on the field, I've got a certain style and the way I like to do things, and, I need to be authentic. So, I think it's worked well when I've stood in over the last few years. So, yeah, it'll just be a seamless sort of transition if that comes around. Yeah, I saw him out here the other day. He started his running, and, I was in here training as well. So, I think he's obviously hasn't started bowling yet, but he gets into things pretty quickly. So he probably doesn't need as much as Josh or Starkey. I think Starkey said that the other day as well, I saw. So, things can turn around pretty quickly. So we'll see where everything lands with him. He's obviously got a few things to tick off and get into his bowling, but he was in good spirits, and look, the team's obviously better with him in it for sure. So hopefully he can get right, and if he plays, 3 tests or 5 tests or 2 tests, it's as many as we can get out of him. It's the best thing for the team.
Are you excited about the prospect of going head to head with Ben Stokes? From a tactical point of view, you've been an excellent tactical captain, and he's shown that for England as well.
I don't know if it's head to head. I'll just do my thing, and like I said, be authentic to myself and play the game that's in front of me. And Ben's obviously done a wonderful job with England over a period of time, and I'll just do my thing and see how we go.
Steve, there's a bit of chatter about the type of wickets that Australia should play on this summer. Would you like to see the pitches have a bit of life like last summer against India?
Probably the last 3 or 4 summers have had a bit of life, I think. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're pretty similar, to be honest. I think England play pretty well on the flatter wickets, the way they play. So if there's a bit in it, like there has been the last 3 or 4 years with our bowling attack, it certainly makes things a lot more difficult for their batters. But having said that, they've got a really good pace attack as well. Guys that bowl good pace and hit the bat hard. So I think it just makes for whatever wickets we play on. I think it makes for an exciting summer.
Just on that subject with the bowling attacking and bowling attack, have you come up with some sort of plan to negate their pace bowlers in particular, and particularly Joffrey?
Not really. It's a bit early for that. Still got a month before the first game, so get through the next couple of games for New South Wales, and then when I get to Perth, I'll start thinking about all that kind of thing. But looking forward to it.
Steve, Marnus has been in great form to start the season. As the likely captain of the first test, do you have any thoughts about where he's best suited in the lineup? Opening with number 3.
There's a few options, obviously. Firstly, I sent him a message a couple of days ago saying how proud I was of him. He's obviously got dropped from the team, and you know, he's just gone back and he's got, what, 400s in 5 hits or something like that. So, you know, it's a pretty big statement. You know, he said to me at the start of the summer, he goes, I'll be in that test team come the first test. And, you know, he's backed up his words probably. He's obviously not selected yet, but, you know, he's done a lot of things right. So, no, I mean, he can open, as we saw in the Test Championship final. He can bat 3. He's, you know, versatile, and yeah, we'll see where it all stands when the team gets picked. It's always tough when you get dropped. You know, we've kind of all been there at some point in our careers, and it's difficult to hear it. But I think he knew he probably wasn't batting as well as he had been over, you know, probably like 4 years ago when he was scoring a mountain of runs. He's probably just gone off a little bit. But the way he's sort of come back now, I think my advice to him was stop thinking so technically, just go and play the game, watch the ball and react. And you know, I think he's been doing that really beautifully, and he's played so nicely. So, no, like I said, I'm proud of him, but hopefully he's used up all his runs for a few weeks, can have a lean trot next week and then get back into it. I feel like I certainly get drained mentally quicker than I probably used to. You know, I think 10 years ago I loved to come back and play every single game that I could, but now, you know, obviously my Test cricket's taken a huge priority, and I think, you know, last year I was probably batting my best at the back end of the summer against India, coming off not too much cricket at the start, and you know, I know that when I play a lot at the start, by the end of the summer I'm pretty cooked mentally and probably can't produce the same performances as I suppose did last summer. So, you know, there's obviously a balance, but you know, I don't think it takes me much now to get up to game speed, and I want to try and stay as mentally fresh as possible. You know, technically I feel in a good place. It's about being mentally fresh, and you know, I'm probably not hitting as many balls as I used to try and get the most out of myself mentally when I'm out in the middle, to be able to concentrate for long periods of time. So yeah, that's how it is.
I interviewed Konstas a few weeks ago, and he said you were one of the people that he turns to talk about his batting. Is that like an open line of communication? Are there boundaries when you're away? Do you chat much? Do you chat a lot?
My door's always open, my phone's always on, so yeah, whenever he wants to chat batting, I love talking batting, and you know, I'm happy to help wherever I can. So yeah, he's obviously going through a bit of a period right now where he's trying to figure out how he kind of wants to play, and you know, if he wants any help with that, my phone's always on.
Steve, how much wisdom is Sam actually seeking? Yesterday he played a beautiful reverse ramp shot before, and then he tried it again with the ball and the stumps got bowled. So he's still playing those what could be perceived as rash shots. Is he talking to people about that, or are people getting in his ear about the sort of shot selection he's making?
I mean, I haven't been around for the last little bit, but yeah, I assume he's talking to different people. He's got his batting coach that he works with. Yeah, lots of experienced players that can share wisdom as well. So I think at times you've got to kind of let these young players figure it out for themselves and find the way that they want to play. You know, I think back to when I was young, you know, I had to kind of figure it out. There were people that I could speak to, but ultimately you're the one out in the middle playing. It's your career, and you need to figure out how you want to go about it. So, you know, he's so young. He's got plenty of time to figure out how he wants to go. And look, from what I've seen, he's got so much time as a batter when he's facing fast bowling, and that's something you can't really teach. So that's a good starting point. Then there's a few things that he has to obviously work on, but you know, he's a bright talent, as we've seen, and he's got a bright future.